Hi, how are you, Jeffrey?
I'm
Just
very
thought
good.
I needed to introduce this to you.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say how happy I am to be here? It took me 10 seasons to get to interview you, Norman.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry it took that long. You seem very sweet. Yeah, nice to meet you.
I'm so glad that the time has arrived. Sometimes things take a decade.
Apparently they do.
What is it?
Bad memories.
Of what?
I have to ask you, I love that we got to see a little bit more of Negan in the last episode and his backstory, but I wonder if you still have any questions regarding who he is now that you have played him for so long.
I think I'll always have questions, but I think if I don't have questions, then I won't want to play him anymore. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of the best part. The opportunity that I've had to kind of how we met Negan 6 or 7 years ago to wherein who he is today has been kind of the coolest thing that I've gotten to do. I never, ever thought I'd still be on the show. I love him. I love Negan.
I love him too.
Yeah, he's a really interesting character, and I'm so glad I got the opportunity to play him. I thank my lucky stars every day, and I'm still having so much fun. And I think that this year, getting to work with Lauren, who, we've been waiting to work together for a long time. So having the opportunity to work with her has been very special, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I don't know how it's going to end when it's all said and done, but up to this point right now, I'm having a fucking blast, and I'm really glad to hear that you like this character. I love hearing it. It's either people either love him or they just hate him.
It's impossible to hate him.
Alexandria's our home.
What we have, it's rare.
I need to start by asking you, Lauren. Maggie, I keep trying to wrap my head around the relationship with Negan. Do you ever feel like they're gonna get along and actually work as a team at a certain point? Is it possible at all?
Yeah, I do think it's possible. I think that as the needs of things outside of their kind of non-relationship grow, then they will need to at times put aside their differences. I'm not saying that is ever going to happen, but I'm saying that, if both of those characters continued to survive in the show, then there may be a time when they would need to sort of look at the needs of the many versus the resentment that they have towards each other.
We live for them.
We gotta get through this together.
If we die for them.
I don't leave anybody behind. Not ever.
And I have to ask you, what's that one thing you're the most proud of about his evolution? Because he has been through a lot, and the reason why I love him is because he has always been very loyal and true to himself. But what makes you proud of Daryl?
I think that makes me very proud of him. He's such a different character now than when he was, and it's very rare you get to play a character for 10 years kind of in real time, and you have these gradual things that change the character. I mean, he's very loyal. He doesn't lie to you. You can believe him every time he opens his mouth. He'll fight for his friends to the end, but you have sort of this timeline from season 1 of all the things that changed him. Looking for Sophia early on, that changed him, which bonded him with Carol. Having to put down his brother and choose this family over his brother, that changed him. Rick taking Daryl on as a brother and an equal changed him. Losing Rick changed him. Him being a loner in the woods and then coming back and then face on against Alpha changed him. Like, you have all these things that gradually you watched him change. So it's been a real honor playing Daryl and having the opportunity to do that. If this was a movie, it would be like one thing changed his mind, and it would go so quick. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very close to this guy.
I did what needed to be done.
You destroyed everything that we built.
Negan's never going to go away. I mean, that Negan is always going to be inside it. We know what he is capable of. But I also think, with the relationship that he has with kids in particular, he loves and wants to protect these children. He knows that those are the future. And I think that shows a much different side of him than we'd see anywhere else. But I love being able to play that. And I love how diametrically opposed, different that is from the guy that came out of that Winnebago, 7 years ago. It's been a blast.
Do you feel like there's a Lauren before The Walking Dead and a Lauren after The Walking Dead?
It's funny that you say that, because I have been thinking to myself, I wonder what I am when the show is done. I'm really looking forward to meeting that Lauren. That sounds so corny. And but I am interested in these years that we've spent here, where a big part of your consciousness is inhabited by the apocalypse and the dead and those considerations. And but who knows, we may never leave.
The only way this works is if we trust each other. So what do you say?
If you say trust him, I'll trust him.
The woman who left was not the one standing here now. So keep pushing me, Negan.